words are mentioned in the Quran. I have to put that out there. Anyways.
It is mentioned in the Great Lake. The Chippewa mentioned the Great Lake they call Gitchagumi.
Shout out to Edmund Fitzgerald. Hope he's I don't know.
We're 15 miles from Whitefish Bay. 30 incredible. Yeah, no, 30 people died.
Is that the aspect of this bit? Is that you can't really like realistically bounce off of it? You
no,
have to change the topic.
It's tough. Well, you can bring it up. Like, you know, we're gonna see how well if Watermint doesn't sink like a stone in this set. He's not gonna sink like the Edmund Fitzgerald. He's gonna survive. The Gales of Wrastor will come. The Gales of Wrastor will come early this November.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. So
now,
we got it.
Game number 1 of losers finals. Again, Ravenking, the #1 seed, being knocked down in 3-0 fashion in winners finals from Kilogram Hours versus Watermint. Already right out the gate, the exact same thing. Ravenking loves to take more of the aggressive foot forward, playing demanding that grounded game to get allowed to pick up early on, and Watermint taking the exact same thing, playing that super patient player, keeping his head on his shoulders. Even if it's the best player in the venue, he's not worried.
If you're Watermint, you couldn't have asked for a better path in top 8. You basically get a free warm-up off of. You get to play Wowls and then immediately go to the next level up in the Wrastor chain with the Raven.
And you see, that's why Watermint doesn't know for its 10.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so now we see
like
why.
That's like the demon on Watermint's shoulder. It's like, oh, just go for this one time. Just go for this one time, dog.
Just do it. Go off stage. You'll live, I promise. You'll do it.
Execute order 60 Kragg.
That makes me feel yucky.
It's so icky, bro. Icky Vicky right there.
Icky Vicky. I'll tell you, this Wrastor is trying to keep his shiny teeth in him. Birds don't have teeth.
There you go.
Clean on this second stock, but at 108, he's already looking like he's got cavities aplenty.
Waiting patiently here as this Wrastor sits again with that slipstream, getting away with that F-tilt. Upper coming out again. Forward air into the clap. The cash out. Great call out there from Ravenking. Ravenking not recognizing the defensive player of this Kragg. Every single time he's going to get in, he needs to make it count to the full extent. Watermint did the exact same thing, honestly. Goodness gracious. Last stock scenario already in this game 1.
It's a big punch. And yeah, we're seeing just that same kind of even mentality. We're not seeing 2 stocks in hand like we were like the last game, the last set. No, this is Ravenking. Different beast, different Wrastor. But we're seeing, again, that defensive play, that steady rock play from Watermint, proven to be the big difference maker against these high-level Wrastors. Okay, down B connects. Back air is also going to do it. 1 punch, 2 punch, any more?
Swatting that rock away again. Ravenking playing patiently off stage, not going to challenge too much what Kragg's got going on. Going to catch a jump in there with the back air. Watermint again, not going to jump fully in there. Jumping back in there with the back air to keep some decent space. Throwing the rock and then shielding to avoid that parry again. Not going to overextend too much. Back through there on Ravenking. They're back. Rock once more. Parry on that platform. As you learned earlier, you cannot get too comfortable with those parries on platform against Wrastor. Pillar getting deleted by the tornado. Getting hit there again. Getting saved by Ravenking actually.
Yeah, and down throw onto stage still keeps it up. You see, anytime Ravenking gets a throw or puts in a tech situation, gets a tech advantage, he's looking for that down tilt because that's the pop-up into the clap right here. Gets that turnaround. Now there goes Pillar.
Oh, the down edge barely. No access to Pillar, getting Watermint out of there. That's Ravenking taking game number 1. And again, honestly, you could tell either he went into this with the patient ID already in mind, or he's been watching the sets before at Watermint, right?
So that is that breaks a 6-game win streak for Watermint.
Damn.
3-0 against Notched, 3-0 against Wowls, and finally Ravenking is the first one to put any kind of resistance against this Kragg.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. That's a string of wins. And now we're gonna see how does Watermint approach adversity like that when you've gone that many wins straight. Yeah.
So the biggest thing I saw at the end of that game, right, is someone finally challenging this Kragg, getting off the ledge, the momentum he's putting out there. So towards the end of that game, where Watermint did the fade jump back, and even though it was an empty hop, Watermint, Ravenking counteracted that with the down tilt pickup into the clap towards the end. It's the biggest thing where it's like, even if it's not an aggressive option forward, it is still an option forward. It doesn't matter how safe the option is. If you pick the same option again, it has to get punished.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Ravenking did there.
You got to keep them guessing. Always keep your opponents guessing. Never let them know your next move.
Like, even if your whole thing is like, oh, I'll never pick an over aggressive option, so I'll always be safe. Even if it is quote unquote a safe move, if it's the same option, if they're ready for it, you'll get punished big time.
Exactly, but speaking of not being prepared, nobody was prepared for that high up air from Watermint to take the first stock in this game too. So still, more of that consistent play, always just taking what he can, being so, recognizing his confirms at all times. Here we go, down throw with Rock, not going to bomb the Wrastor. Instead, turnaround looks for up tilt. That certainly would have done a lot. Down tilt though from Ravenking. And you see immediately, when he's put off stage, he will still try and reverse any time, no matter who the opponent is. Here we go, up throw, look for the clap again, and there's the immediate reverse.
Down air again, and that's a great point you're putting out there, Maximum. The fact that, like, even if it's not like inherently going to attack first, like those reversals, if you're ready for it, you're like Ravenking. Like, all right, you want to go for the reversal? By all means, I'm sitting up there. I'm going to hit that tech and then go for that down air into the clap.
And again, that down air into the clap immediately comes back with down throw into down strong himself. And finally, we're starting to see people avoid it. Ravenking able to get away from it and not be confirmed. But still, keep it aggressive off stage. There's no more pillar. Right now.
Now, the big thing earlier, Ravenking, the lack of pillar goes in immediately. He activates, he chases him all the way out there. He pillar that time, tries the forward area, doesn't find the hit there. Whoa, but the immediate toss didn't tech it that time. Ravenking straight up wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
Still able to make it back just in time. Turning up there, back air, forward air, into a clap!
From one side of the stage to the other, he takes him for a journey.
We call that coast to coast.
Yeah, Mr. Wrastor's wild ride, and Kragg does not get off. Instead, he's going to, oh my gosh, instead it's Wrastor getting turns like, nope, ride never ends. Bopped on the head again. It's so consistent. And speaking of consistency, there is an inconsistent move a lot of the time, finds its home there. But now it's off to the races for Ravenking. He's got the disadvantage, smells blood in the water. Here we go, Watermint trying to get anything going. Can't let
there we go, getting him out of there. Ravenking chasing him where he lives. They're all the way in the blast zone. Finally going high with that up special recovery. We're going to get back to ledge there. The pillar off of that platform again. Down throw coming out. Not going to find out. You roll away. Rock in hand. You have nowhere to go. The rock fragments get turning on the other side.
Honestly, I think the rock fragments there saved him, because if not, he's probably getting hit by that down strong. It's in a disgusting angle, but it won't matter in the end. No. Instead, it's another up air, up strong from Ravenking, and just like that, we were talking about the adversity. What happens when Watermint faces adversity? He's down 2-0 to Ravenking. What can you do? You got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You got to really dig deep, pull out every rabbit you have left in the hat to try and take it and move on.
Is this finally your moment to put the more aggressive foot forward if you're Watermint?
But we've seen every time he has, it hasn't really worked out in his favor. Perhaps the defensive mindset from Watermint is what he defaults to.
You gotta realize, though, is that the biggest thing, or the thing that Ravenking was really making his living off of that game was the offstage interaction.
Yes.
So many times, Watermint would go for a rock toss coming back, would go for like a side special hit into a back air, some kind of down special spikes, whatever. So the biggest thing we need to rely on going forward in this game is maybe like playing it more like conservative off stage, and still like you still have access to those. We see Watermint has it in him for those more extended Kragg combos on stage. He's going for it right there. Unfortunately, the pillar is minus on hit. I like the idea in mind.
Yeah, it makes those pillars in neutral just a bit more confusing, but when they're that
thank God. When that patch notes came out and said pillars minus on hit, I said thank God.
I can't believe it was plus on hit for so long.
God, bro.
Finally, we got it minus on hit, and it's caused some Kraggs to really reassess their game plans in certain situations like there. You can't just go for pillar or neutral anymore, but if you are Ravenking, you got to find more of those recovery options, especially with this low percent you were at. Now 124 to a fresh 12 on 2 remaining. Now is the time for Ravenking to really, now's the time for Watermint to establish dominance in this game 3.
And another one. Down again. There we go. And like I mentioned, right, Watermint has an aggressive side in him. He's looking to get active. That Kragg can absolutely run the Wrastor over if you give him the opportunity to get those insane combo games. Coming out the back throw as well. Just waiting there with those extra aerials again. Ravenking gonna find an extra bit of combo damage. Not too worried about this deficit right here. Especially going outstage, challenging this Kragg he's been doing so many times. He has the jump, he has the aerial presence to not worry about the reversal this Kragg has to offer. Well, great DI in though from the part of Watermint.
I really
Take it
want
back
Watermint
on.
to just make it back to stage because that rock throw from off stage was phenomenal. It was on the money, just what he's looking for. Crossover back air, like that option. Again, new option seeing. Cross up back air. Later on in this bracket here, here's a grab though. Not what you're looking for if you are Watermint. Great job from Ravenking, but not going to be enough to take the stock. Still off stage. Everything you mentioned, these off stage moments really being punished for Watermint. Ravenking doing an excellent job of keeping up the advantage state whenever Kragg is off stage.
Be back with those downs for 146. One good versus Wrastor. We're back in this game. Goes with our first with the down here with a hard DI in from Ravenking to stay on stage, and then goes for the up special. Again, Ravenking recognizing Watermint gets so much off of those reversals, he's looking to avoid those.
Ravenking showing us that apparently he didn't need those first 2 stocks, as he has brought this back to last stock apiece and is 1 stock away from meeting kilogram hours in grand finals again for the run back. But does Watermint have him in him to force anything else? We go to 87, gets the down strong, and it's just enough off the top to keep this set going for at least 1 game longer.
So man, Watermint still definitely got essence. The fire of the Scarab still coursing through his veins, right? We saw the biggest thing in that game is that he took more of that aggressive foot forward. He was not scared to challenge Ravenking. We saw a lot earlier in the day where players were faced with the adversity that Ravenking is facing with his insane advantage state, and the lights were too bright for them. You know, they were scared of the insane pressure he's putting out there. Watermint's like, yo, I'm the defensive guy, but man, if you want to throw hands, by all means, we'll throw some hands. Especially on a smaller stage like Tempest Peak, yo, we're scrapping. We're scrapping.
We're scrapping. We're fighting. We're here on Tempest Peak.
We're feeling scrappy, no do. You feel me?
Yeah, all scrap, no do.
There you go. Oh, and that's a little nuts. I mean, her stock immediately dropping down on the part of Ravenking. I mean, at this point, the only thing you can really rely on, again, is just whenever Watermint even thinks about going off stage, you punish him accordingly for doing so.
There we go, back on stage. Still, you see that down immediately, every time, down tilt pops up, and that's when Ravenking's eyes light up like a Christmas tree. It's like he knows, okay, in the air, that's where I can find these strongs. Okay, good recovery, though. Back to center stage for Watermint. Up throw on the rock to try and get him off a little bit of reprieve.
You mentioned last game about how you really like the Watermint's uses of rock off stage.
Yeah.
Safe from this chase downs from Ravenking. Even when it's it seems so obvious of, oh, Ravenking's going to flow out there and punish him going on that pillar, you still have that rock in hand, which essentially shouldn't work on paper, but it's a layer of safety that catches Wrastor lacking.
Exactly. And even then, you can even put it on pillar and then really get stuff interesting with some shard setups almost. It's a little slip there at the tongue. But right now, it's just can't get anything going because Ravenking is just so consistent in the advantage state. And now Ravenking even knows, oh my gosh, going up deep for that up air, that big punch. Ravenking knows every time I'm off stage, I'm going to get hit with that down air.
Big thing, Ravenking was going for a lot of those delayed recoveries to get Watermint get a little antsy. Finally, Watermint goes up there and challenges that. That's a big stock right there, because now Ravenking, not only does it take a stock, no, it calls into perspective, wait, have I ever been too lazy with my recoveries? What do I do here? And the answer, of course, is always 2 forward strong in the air.
2 forward strong in the air, give him a clap. Give him a little clap, give him a little hug out there.
Clap, clap, clap.
Slap, slap, slap. A little Volby.
That check out the corner though, pressing back on that ledge once more, being just fine. Getting away as well into the downer coming out. The long Wrastor combos that we've come to know and love. I don't know about that one, but he'll out of there. Oh, go down to the up special. Unfortunate way to go down as Ravenking has been threatening that pillar deletion the whole time, and you get way too close with that. He's like, oh, by all means, you want to give me the piece of candy right there, and I'll take it right from under your feet. As Ravenking takes that and moves forward 3-1 into grand finals, ending Watermint's loser side streak.
And now, folks, comes the moment we've been waiting for. Grand finals, where the winner gets to take home this illustrious trophy. I thought it said first and second place for a second. No, it's just first place.
We get to share the trophy.
No, I wish. I get it on every odd weekend, but here you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not getting this now. I'm taking this home.
And just
sorry,
put it in your backpack.
guys.
Yeah, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's ours now. But yeah, the winner gets to take home that illustrious trophy and gets a nice medal.